Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
And today we're going to talk about Brexit and the fear in the border areas.
Yes, there was articles there in the Catholic papers there, the Irish Catholic, recently, and it all highlighted the fear in the border areas by people that are afraid that this Brexit will have a negative effect on their lives from the point of view of security, that there's a possibility of civil unrest, which was hard fought for over years to bring in the Good Friday Agreement. Of course, they couldn't agree on that. The unionist side calls it the Belfast Agreement. Most people call it the Good Friday Agreement, associated with Good Friday. So even that gives an example of the discord in that neck of the woods. Charlie Haughey, a very able Prime Minister and Taoiseach that we had, was vilified by the press, but he did far more than any of the present crowd or any other body to bring economic benefit to this country. Charlie Haughey said it was a failed political entity, and signs on with this Brexit and problem. The main problem appears to be in the British not able to have a settlement with the EU is the problem with the border in this country. And the EU is using it as a battering ram to sort of cause confusion, because the Good Friday Agreement has to be, it's an international agreement. But irrespective of that, if there's a Brexit without any business of the border being adhered to, this was the worry. And even if there was an agreement but that didn't clarify the North as being the free movement of goods and people that it is at the moment. So these are the issues that's worrying people in that neck of the woods. You might call it Brexit anxiety. You have climate anxiety, Brexit anxiety, and I suppose a lot of other anxieties. People are anxious because they feel that perhaps law and order is broken down. So there's a lot of issues where people have this anxiety. Happiness and jollity and whistling is scarce. We have to sort of suggest that they have a go and have a look at the Christian and Jobs Action Party.
That's
They're
right.
not gloom and doom.
That's
We
it.
speak about issues, and I will advise the people in the north of Ireland not to be worried, because when they meet their maker, whether the Brexit comes or goes or whatever happens, it won't make a blind bit of difference. If they live good lives, forget about their economic this, that or the other. They can take nothing, they come in with nothing and they'll go out with nothing.
That's it.
And as long as they can kind of live their own lives and with proper order, if there's criminals that will cause trouble, well then they'll have to deal with that when they meet their maker. And perhaps they might be in for some shocks. And the harm that they inflicted on others, they could suffer for eternity for what they've done. Mm-hmm. So we have to advise the people not to be worried about Brexit, because it's not a war like the First World War and the Second World War, in which millions of people were butchered and killed. Soldiers and a lot of Irish men was murdered in both of them wars, and they were forgotten in this country because of the peculiar attitude of the government of today. Now, so what I'm saying, and what the Christian and Jobs Action Party is advising the people in the north, those people that have suffered from this Brexit anxiety, stop. Say a few prayers for goodness sake, and look at the benefits that you will enjoy rather than the disadvantages, and don't be always thinking of the worst. There's people that has that anxiety, and if they're looking at the media, they won't get much help in that area, because bad news is what they portray. Good news is very scarce on that horizon. But have a look at our Christian and Jobs Action Party and you will be uplifted. You won't be suffering from this anxiety. Britain will get Brexit in due course. I thought we were getting it there. There was a deal done with Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, but now he's dealing with a dysfunctional Parliament in that neck of the woods, and Labour led by a communist, Corbyn, and now a most despicable sort of a man, anti-Semite and probably Catholic and all the rest of it, a dreadful leader for any party to be saddled with. But young people, for some reason or other, go along with that because they believe in nothing.
That's it.
So here we are with a parliament in Britain that doesn't seem capable of reaching a sensible agreement that Boris Johnson has negotiated. And the EU was quite complimentary to him, not leaving it to the last minute. Now, according to something I heard on Lyric FM when I was listening to a bit of music, was something about that they might have to look for an extension because this Parliament and that some of their own members are not voting for this agreement. So, like, you see, this is, I don't know who brought that in, that the government can't govern. I mean, they seem to be hamstrung in being able to reach agreement with anyone. And Boris Johnson and our Taoiseach Varadkar met recently, and there seemed to be progress made. So everything was good, because you'd like this to be put to bed, not to be like a sort of a toothache that you can't get your tooth. You can't get a dentist to take out the sore tooth that you have, assuming you have your own teeth.
Very good. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much, Alan.